All right, we are live. Hello, cameraman. How
Hello,
are you?
hello, hello. Oh man, I'll tell you what, I'm whooped today.
Yeah.
I did my spring cleaning.
Yep. Hello,
Yeah, man.
everyone in chat. Hello. Happy
Hello,
Thursday.
hello.
What do we
This is so
got?
strange. I don't have the controls.
Yeah, I switched it up
Mm-mm.
on you.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll just dance.
Let's see. My cat's mom. Hello, Ramona. I'm not sure if Ramona's still here. Donce. Shannon Shook. Hello, Eric. What's
Hello,
going
hello.
on? And everybody else watching. If you want to chat, jump on in. Send some messages. And hello, Brantley.
Hello, hello.
If anybody's interested to join, I have a limited number, but if anybody would like to talk or, join for a little while, you're welcome to. Just let me know and I could post the link to join. Ramona might be joining. I'm not sure, but I did give her an invite, so I might have room for another person.
Cool.
I think your videos are really cool. Thanks, Brantley. Appreciate it. I really do. Oh, yeah. And speaking of videos, if anybody hasn't seen the cameraman here, there's his YouTube channel under his name on the screen. Make sure you go to his
Yeah,
channel, subscribe, and check him out. And
I
we've been
lost the
having
chat.
quite a year. What's that?
I lost the chat.
You lost the chat? It's
Yeah,
still there.
I can't see it, so you're gonna have to update me or bring it across the screen at the bottom.
Let's see. I don't know. It still looks like it's in the same spot. Hold on. I don't know if re-adding you to the stage did anything, but check the tab up in the corner. Are you on the comments tab?
Yeah, it says comments, but I don't see nothing. The private, nothing. You can run them across the bottom though.
Oh, okay. Just to run through them. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I haven't done a live stream. Woo, boy. I mean, it's been what? Oh, more than 6 months. Probably
Mhm.
closer to 8 months since I've done a live stream. I'll run them across. My cat's mom, this was a while ago. This was like an hour before the stream started. Said she's wondering who would speak to you in a funeral home. I mean, I would imagine a lot. I guess you could say a lot. I would expect probably a lot of energy coming through. I mean, maybe some spirits come back to places like that. Maybe even when they were, where their body was at. It's a good
See, I got a
question.
different.
I really don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I got a different idea on that.
Yeah.
I don't think that you would see much there unless the body was still there.
Well, now that we're talking about it, I'm thinking a little bit more. I would think that if there's something to the connection between spirits and the living,
Mhm.
having loved ones and family all there for for the wake, for the memorial,
Right.
might actually be like some kind of a magnet, way to put it, to draw the energy from, the person who passed away, might be drawn there because of everybody thinking about them, the feelings, the emotions. There might be something to that happening, for maybe a while.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that they follow their body if they stay here on Earth or back to their home or somewhere where they liked.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, from doing this for a while and listening to the messages, and I think we talk about the multi dimensions, and I think the spirit realm is multi-dimensional. So I think there's no limits to where they can go to and from. It's just probably more of a question of why or what draws them
Easy.
there, what draws the connection to come across, to come through. It's more like the
Yeah,
question. And I think that might be why some areas, some people say it's the area, which could be true because maybe it has some significance, some kind of connection to when you were alive at an area, like where tragedy happened, or, where you lived at, things like that. It might draw you there because of it. And then the people
right.
might also help. So,
Bill,
Shannon, I'm going to scroll through these.
okay.
Shannon just said, hey. Eric said, hey. Brantley.
Brantley.
I think I'm
Eric.
Yep. Thank you, Brantley. Thank you again. I'm going to make sure I go through these because something happened with the cameraman's. You can't see them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could bring up another screen of YouTube while it's live. Just, I guess mute it so you don't get an echo, and you could probably read them live. I'm not sure how to get around it.
Let's see.
Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
Jackie, how you doing? GB.
Shelly. Hi, Shelly.
Shelly, how you doing?
Well, I guess you want to talk about just the other night, one of our most recent investigation we did.
Yeah, man. That I was going through some of the footage, not all of it. Mary, hello. But that was the strangest night. The drainage was instant. It wasn't even like, you could see your equipment going down, 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 down. I had powered on my thermal to do some thermal of the area, and I had immediate. It was like power up. I got, probably got about maybe 5 minutes into it, if that. Seen something in the forest. MT was rushing over to me. I'm pointing it out on the screen, and as soon as he got there, it started counting down the power up.
Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, I did capture that. I know you were, off of your camera because you're running your thermal, and you were seeing something. So I was recording, and I came over to take a look at your screen, and I captured that. And that is in the video. I did go through that video from that night and put together a video for the following week where everybody can see that. That's what the thumbnail is in the background, the malevolent spirit. That's going to be the title of that video when it comes out. But you can see that just another strange occurrence, another incident of just strange energy, EMF, or something interacting, or even spirit energy, or some kind of energy that's causing equipment to do strange things. You had that happen. We also had drain on other batteries, which seems to happen a lot, but it was really weird. And one thing I posted in the Facebook group that people can go see in the MT Paranormal Life Facebook, my phone snapped a photo. Just I wasn't recording. Yeah. I was in between, and I think you were standing by me and I was talking to you, then you just heard it snap. And I was like, what the heck? I'm like, it just took a photo. I don't know why. I couldn't really explain how it just, how my phone just snapped a shot.
Yeah.
And then I was curious. I'm like, well, was that paranormal, or was it just some weird incident that, I don't know what could cause your screen. I mean, it wasn't raining, so there wasn't any raindrops or anything on the screen. But
no, and you have to literally press the button to get it to snap. Yeah, so something pushed
somehow it did that. And the way things were going, this has been one energy charged season so far. And even though it seems like the things are similar or the same, it seems like they're still totally different. Like from that night, just when we're talking about, the energy was, the EMF was high, and it was like either it was on the trail we were going. I don't know if it was moving with us or what, but it was all around us.
Right.
And it was different than the other times recently this season, but similar in a way that it was high EMF that was constant. So similar, but different. And that seems to be what happens every time, but just so active and strange.
Yeah. And I really didn't even get to pull any equipment out because, well, you'll see on the video why, but I mean, it was strange. I was feeling like I got lost out there. I had to take a step back for a moment and go, whoa, what is going on? Like I lost my sense of direction when I was walking straight. And in the video, you could see me like kind of like, whoa, I got to take a step back. And then I called over the radio and said, MT, when you get to this spot, take some readings. And I'm going to tell you right now, they're high because I could feel it. And one more thing real quick is this is a new area. We've never been in it before. So we're definitely going back. But I hung 10 glow sticks, blue ones, 10 of them. And on the video on the way out, we only collected 4.
Yeah, that's the thing is I wasn't keeping track because I was kind of following you and I was moving from, I was just following the glow stick trail.
Yep.
And I didn't know how many were there. I didn't even realize one was gone. It seemed like one.
Yeah, I had 10 on me and put all 10 out. And even when we got to that intersection where I told you to stop at, and get some readings, that glow stick's not even there when we walked up. And I didn't even notice it because everything that was going on. But when I was replaying back the video, I, was like, okay, that was strange. And I think I said, hey, all the glow sticks aren't here.
Yeah. Yeah, there was high readings even when I got to those areas. It was still like it was elevated enough that it was high the entire time. I mean, it was the low end, it was like 12 milligauss. High end, it went up to like 20. And it never really dropped. There was like brief times, and then it just kind of, I think it dropped briefly, but then it came back relatively quick and then stayed with the whole time. It's the first time we were there, so I think it'd be best to maybe go back again because I'm curious to see if the readings are the same again for a return visit, just to verify if that was something constant that's always there. Maybe the source is somewhere to be seen, but it's there, or maybe it's just a weird occurrence.
Yeah, and this place, everyone, there's a state route, a freeway, highway?
Yeah, with I-80, yeah.
Okay, so Interstate 80, and on the other side is a big flowing river.
Yeah.
So you have 2 powers there, 2 energy givers on top of all the trees. I got a feeling like nothing lived there, but I did catch something. Had to be flesh and blood. I don't think it was anything but flesh and blood. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah.
What's going on?
What's up, LIB? I didn't get to see the messages. I don't even know.
Yeah, I'll go back through some of them.
Okay.
Let's see. Shelly talked about how they like energy. Yep, and that's something I talked about in the video because that's something that my first experiences I correlated together almost immediately. The old home I lived in, I had uninsulated wiring because my home, the home that I owned then was built in like right at 1900. And, it had old coal chute because everything ran off of coal in that time. And it had uninsulated wiring still running through the home that was hot. And it left an EMF trail up to the one room specifically. And that trail seemed to be a pathway that activity occurred. And I just started I found out about the EMF from just checking my place out with the meter once I started kind of getting curious. So I didn't know about it until then. And then once I seen, I'm like, why am I picking up this EMF? It was following from my basement up to the main floor, upstairs to my daughter's bedroom. And once I was able to read that, I started checking, and here I found the wiring, and I realized I'm picking up EMF from uninsulated wiring that was old. And then that's where things were seen right around by where that wiring was. My daughter experienced a lot in her room, and that seemed to be a hot spot. So I started realizing the trail meant something. This EMF trail somehow was interacting with some kind of paranormal things that were happening, seemed to correspond to this trail. So whenever we're somewhere and there's EMF that's high and it seems to be around, I know that the potential for some kind of activity is probably most likely going to happen because of that.
Right.
Can't wait to see the footage. Yeah. I can't wait to tell you that either. And I got one coming up too from our the visit before too. That one will be out Saturday, so you guys want to see that because that one was pretty crazy.
I got one dropping tomorrow. Not of this area that we're speaking about, but of our last area.
Yeah, the water.
Yeah, a lot of flowing water. A lot.
Yeah, and I've seen where they correlate EMF to water flowing, and from my own experience, that I've seen it done in research where water flowing seemed to radiate EMF levels that were readable. I don't remember how high they were, but personally, I haven't ever really noticed anything specifically or high enough to read on my meter from the water source. So
yeah,
I know
I've
it's
never
possible.
picked up any.
Yeah, I know it's possible from what I've seen some research, but when it happens, I usually when it's high enough, like when I'm reading, over 10 milligauss and higher, I really don't believe it's the water for something that high, but I think the water is like a conductor. Of course, like I said, it was proven. So the water definitely could be a source of what's going on.
Right.
Stored energy too, right? Stored energy. It's not always about the energy that you can read on a device. The stored energy, I believe, is a huge part of it, and you really can't necessarily read that with devices that are made to pick up wavelengths.
And the cell service was sketchy, so I'm not dinging it to that.
Yeah, how about this? Talking to your mom, she's on boyfriend's phone. Hers is across the room charging, yet it starts calling your phone as you're talking. Yeah, that's strange. And if you listen to my first experience with something talking to me through my phone, the phone is definitely one of those devices that I firsthand can tell you can be interacted with. Something can use it to talk to you through. So that I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure there's probably been a lot of people that had similar experiences through the phone. Okay. Thanks, CP. I'll have to check out some of that. I put it out there for everybody to see. And if you see something, to let me know. LIB.
What's up, brother?
Somebody saying hi. Water caves. Yeah. Talk about the water. That's, like I said, I think if you do have it in a tunnel or a cave, I think that's different, probably kind of energy flow.
Yeah.
Hey, Ramona?
And this time I wasn't even able to get down by the river because I was on deer trail, regular trail, deer trail, off trail, no trail. Something made a trail, and you could tell the footsteps on this. It was.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what made the footsteps, but they were way bigger than mine, way bigger, and it just happened when we were there. So it wasn't like it happened an hour ago or yesterday. These were fresh.
Yep. Yeah, and I went back to the necrometer. I went back to the necrometer just because I haven't used it for quite some time. Ever since I started using Transcend Theory, I haven't used the necrometer. But I went back to the necrometer and I had some very interesting interactions that I can't wait for you to see. And you'll see that the connection between what was coming through multiple messages relating to a single person by their name happened. And when that happens, it's very interesting. Those are the things when it happens, it really, really gets you, like, it heightens you awake. Like you're all of a sudden, you're like, whoa, you're like, there's definitely some purpose to this, some reason, some intelligent communication trying to let me know something. And I had one of those throughout that whole night. We had a lot of different communication. Something seemed to keep coming through, telling us we weren't welcome there. Some seem to say we were. Like we were talking about how it seems like you get that. Like there's some energies that seem like they don't want you there. Some are welcoming, and you get this mixed kind of like, are we worried or are we fine? It's just one of those things that you kind of just take it for what it is. But I don't think our intention is always, I think, known. So I think most of it's like complaining to us, but I don't think anything's going to hurt us.
Yeah, and on top of it, I seen what looked to be a ghost. Well, it had to be a ghost. I'm just, no human's going to stand there and just disappear. It was a ghost of a guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yep,
Yeah.
that was interesting too. Like
Mhm.
that's one place I'd like to check out again. Go back to those
Yeah.
the old Cherry Valley coke ovens.
Yeah. Yeah. I seen a, it might have been an old worker.
Oh, sorry guys,
I
I'm
don't
getting
know.
all carried away there.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Ramona,
Hello,
hello. Donce, how are you?
Nancy. I am very well. I will be traveling in the end of this month,
All right.
When you coming to Ohio?
probably the end of the beginning of May.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah, this it's going to be great. Get to see you
And
after all this time. Been over 2 years,
after
almost 3 years.
Hmm.
almost 3 years,
Yeah.
We're
after
gonna.
3 years,
I think we're gonna
I've
try to
come
come
out.
out to New York too and go see Mike sometime.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how's you guys all?
What's that?
How's everybody?
Good. We
Good.
went to that area that you said go to.
Hmm.
And how
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, yeah. It was.
Seen a ghost
Interesting.
of a guy. Yeah.
It was a lot more of unexplained. Well, as far as we could tell, we didn't know what the source was, but had a lot of electromagnetic energy that was constant.
Yeah.
High readings that were just either the
Hi,
path was
right?
laid out or it was moving with us, but it just was there and it was high and it was constant.
That's what
Yeah.
they said to me. They had informed me, telling me that there was a lot of high energy, but not so negative. And they said the other council members had said, yeah, send them there because we loved it. In fact, they're going to go back again in July. So
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a strange area. And that guy, I mean, I seen him out the corner of my eye, but I could see him clear enough to where I could see what he was wearing. And when I started turning the camera really slow like this, he kind of just faded out. But he was standing there with his hands in his pocket, kind of looking at me like, the way I took it was all like, "What are you doing?" Like kind of curious.
mm,
But
yeah, there's many spirits that just walk among, and you can actually see their face, or you can see how their body is, the figure of the body, the outline. You're able
mhm,
to see it, and when you turn around to actually like come to it, it's gone.
right, yep, yeah. I got to about like seeing him from straight. I got to about right here, and he just faded away. But I mean, I know when I see stuff like that out the corner of my eye, to move slow, and pay attention
Yeah,
to it. But
you got
yeah,
to pay attention to energy. Like I have told Mike, when you are out in the field and you're seeing a mist, now look, make sure you can see the mist because it will be a high energy of someone.
right,
That seems to be
I
the
mean,
pattern I've noticed with the times when like intelligent replies come through and I can tell that what's coming through the messages, the communication is telling something and it's telling me multiple things. One, and it's connected and related and things like seem to come and sometimes when they're strong like that, but they always seem to be short-lived. It's rare. I don't
yeah,
even know how long I can say that I've ever had an experience something like that that was strong that kept going over a long course of time. It always seems like it happens. You might get these messages that are related together, like we just had that night, like the same lady's name. Um, said her name more than once in messages back, like almost back to back. And when you hear that,
yeah,
it's connected and then
yeah,
never talked about again after a short time. It seems like those things just come in strong sometimes, and then they leave relatively quick.
Right. Well, the funny thing is if I was to count the seconds, how long he stayed, I would say probably around 15 to 20 seconds. And it was only till I started turning the camera real slow towards him that he faded away.
Hey, Mike, what's going on there, LIB? You there?
Yeah, I had my mic muted.
Okay.
I figured like when there's a big group, I try to like leave the mic muted, like when I'm not talking.
I got you. Yeah, I slowly was going down, catching up on the messages, and then I see your messages like we're backstage, and then I look down there and I see you guys, and I'm like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, so I figured I said let me put it in a couple spots, see if you notice it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to you guys getting out here, like for sure. Especially to you, like I mean, we'll figure it out as we, yeah. I guess we gotta figure it out sooner than later, but
absolutely, real soon.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Like tomorrow soon.
Yeah, if you got time, we'll talk tomorrow.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, and I don't know. I wanted to bring this up to you, Ramona. I messaged you. I messaged you. I don't know if you got it. I don't know if I sent it to the right one. I've been feeling weird ever since that night. So I'm thinking that I have something tagged onto me.
I don't think it's actually you, but I will say that you do need to put some cayenne pepper and salt in the front of your door. Because on the right side, I believe there's a driveway.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Then you need to go and put cayenne pepper right on the side of the wall there, and then up your driveway.
Gotcha.
Also, too, when I come down, I'll ask you guys both. We've been the council members and I have been talking about everyone that we send out bags, that we also want to try to do them in person also. So I think it's important that I get out there to you guys and do the healing prayers that we do for our own people. So
cool.
But
yeah, really strange energy lately.
Did you get any like a tickling?
Well, on camera, I felt like something touched my hand, and I said that, like something was. I was holding the camera, and it felt like something just, kind of went like that down my hand. And I did say the usual. You're not allowed to attach yourself to me. You're not allowed to attach yourself to the equipment. But I think I fired that off a little too late.
Did you go in and pray afterwards? Because after when you come out.
Afterwards, yes, and I forgot to do it before.
Okay. It's always important to do it before and say, as you entering Mother Earth, that you do not want anything to be attached to me or my equipment, and you're not allowed to follow me home. But what I'm picking up is a male. And it's not from that area. It's from the outside of the area.
Correct. I think it's the one that I seen prior to going into that area.
Yeah, because I see the man standing like he's coming close to you. He stands and he's seen you turn to the right, and then when he came closer, that's when he had his hand over you.
Mm.
Did you feel the coldness around you?
Oh yeah, I couldn't get warm at all.
Okay, that was him.
I don't know if it was from the outside or it was just usually, I don't know, it was just different. It was different.
From what I picked up is from the outside, when you were outside, and he has been watching you since you came in, but you didn't say don't touch. This is why
Right.
I asked. You did it at the end, but you were not completely out. You were still close to the entrance you came out of.
Right.
But yeah, if you could do the cayenne pepper and the salt, and you should be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and like right where I seen him, I went to it and I sat down, and I said a little prayer for him. And then, I got up and went and got Mike. But yeah, I think it was a little bit too late by then.
You know, I think he was trying to say thank you for what I could do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shelly had a
Yeah.
question for you, Ramona. Shelly said, you know what? Indian spirit wears long coat, black feathers.
Yes, some do and some don't. Depending on what tribal, because everyone is different.
Mm.
But the relatives on your guys' side, there is 4 different ones that they do a lot of feathers, but I don't see black. The gear that they have on is just as like the pants one, and then they all have their protection, and then they have the necklace, and then they have the leather up and down, and it's stringy. The other clan that is up towards the east of you guys, they're more tan into leathers, but I don't see no black marking. The only black marking I saw is across his forehead.
These are ones you've seen by us.
Yes.
Interesting.
And if you go back where you were, you will actually see a lady in an indigenous dress, but
Yeah, we were hearing some screams that sounded like a lady up in the distance.
Yeah.
And then the equipment was just acting weird. He had 9 come through, it said 9.
Strange. That was so strange.
And yeah, it was just a strange area. I mean, I can't wait for the video to drop.
Yeah.
I seen nests, definitely 100% nests. They remind me of Claim 3. The whole bottom of the ground in that nesting area was all picked up, flipped up, or moved over into piles. And when we were walking into the first nest that I seen, I went up in it. There was something in it, and I caught it walking away.
Hey, Graham.
And I didn't know if I caught it, but I did catch it. So I went up in it, and you could see the prints where it like made them right then and there. It wasn't like yesterday prints or an hour ago prints. It was made right there. And then you could hear something rustling around where it went. So I stopped and I didn't continue anymore because I felt like, it didn't want me to chase it. I said, hey, do something. And I said, throw something, give me a tree knock, and I'll stop right here and I'll turn around. And it did.
yeah.
And so I went back and continued on to the next one. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, there's an interesting little like structure set up too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really like, it wasn't very crazy. It was just like, it was very like coordinated though. It definitely wasn't like
right
accidental fall that made this. There were many sticks that were set up leaning in a spot by a tree. And, it definitely caught my attention immediately. And that was the other night And
the rock setup that I found, where a rock clacker looks like they took the rock and was banging it on there and just left it there.
And I heard something sounding just like that. Like I called it out when I heard it. I heard like it sounded like wet rocks hitting.
The
It sounded like to me.
Mm-hmm. And it was just one big rock and a bigger one like you can grab and pound on it. And that was the only rock in the area. I filmed all the way around. Those were the only two rocks.
Does she know why the trees would be afraid of something? Trees are very high energy. If they feel they need to be moved, they will move. Now that the fungus, they'll move them. Fungus are Bigfoots. We native call them in different many names. If the tree feels that there is something that is taking their spirit and making it die, it will call others to help it be removed. It's just like the energy. If you have low energy, right away they'll move to water because the water will cleanse you.
And there was water right there.
Well, I wanted to I'm going to bring Mike into it a little bit. I know a lot of these things, that we experience out in the forest, the structures, the sounds, the vocals, things like that. I know you've probably experienced tenfold a lot of these things. So and the energy, of course, the strange high energy at times, and a lot of things we've been talking about. And what's things been like for you lately? Has this season seemed different to you at all than usual?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the past couple have been a little odd, but I wouldn't say it's much different. I definitely feel a sense of like safety being pushed more so than ever. Like it's not like there's like I'm getting nudged to stay out of the forest. It's just like safety is something that's being preached like heavily. I can go into details on a million possible avenues that I've been told of things that are changing and this and that, but that's just it's personal. I try to look at what's personal, because if it's something coming into personally me, I try to make it, find out what the reason is for myself.
Right.
As far as those trees communicating, like they've science had to even admit that they do these things. Like if an invasive insect per se comes and starts to attack a tree and it starts to die, that tree will talk to the other trees. It will send out a pheromone, whatever it has to do. They communicate. Now they'll stop at they won't go as deep as they should because they don't know. They just don't know. But as far as science goes, that tree will tell the other trees around it, and they will like start to build the immunity that they need to either make those bugs go away, the ones that are killing the tree, or the disease or whatever. They build up these immunities that they didn't have before. It's really amazing stuff when you think about how and of course we know, like at this point, that the Sasquatch are big on being stewards in these wooded areas. So when you see the structures and everything like carefully done, it's all very, very carefully done. It's not like if you see something willy-nilly, like messy and stuff all over the place, most likely that is not you're not on the trail of a Sasquatch. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh yeah, they had this whole area cleaned, and you could tell there's no reason why human would even be there to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be like, okay, let's just clean this little bit of area up. Let's go over here and clean this area up. They're not,
Yeah.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah, I've seen people put up videos and up and down. They're talking about how it's a Bigfoot nest, and I mean, it's a bird's nest, but it's on a gigantic scale. So to me, though, like people are coming across Thunderbird nests too, or maybe even something different, something bigger.
Yep.
But there's so much
The
more
thunder,
than we're privy to.
Right.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I'm really looking forward to you guys getting out here and seeing a little bit of what we got happening here.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot more fun.
Hey, Carrie. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I got
can't
the
wait.
e-bike. I have the e-bike with me for the road trip for stopping, or when we get there, take a little ride.
Definitely.
So we'll be planning a little trip.
Yeah. It's good time of year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But tomorrow, MT, I want to go check out that area that was killed off, and it has higher radiation. I want to get back into that area tomorrow. I had wrote down for some reason on the calendar here to tomorrow's the day to go check that area out. I don't know why I put it there. I didn't put no notes, but I just have go to that area if you want to swing out there with me, no matter if it's raining or what. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Well, this is my weekend. I'll have my kids, so I'm gonna pick them up tomorrow. I guess it depends on how early if I go with
Yeah,
them.
I'm thinking early.
Okay. Todd, let's see. Art said hello, and Carrie said hello.
Todd, how
Todd,
you doing, buddy?
Todd asked about Mindspeak, and me personally, I can't say that I ever have. So I don't know if you guys have any input, any
I
experience
have.
like
if
that.
it's a thanga or dogman or the star people, they do communicate with your mind. They will put an image in your head, or they will say something that you understand what they're saying.
Right. Yeah, and I get kind of confused because I don't know if it's me just thinking that up or if it's them actually coming through and saying something. Because I'll be like, "Hey, how y'all doing out here?" And then I'll get in my head like, "Oh, we're good," and I'm like, "Okay, did I do that?"
Yeah, it's tough at
Go
first,
ahead.
but yeah, it's tough to accept. I mean, at first, but
Yeah.
I did it too. Like, oh, you got a question? Am I crazy? Because that's what they tell you. If your voice is, then you're crazy and schizophrenic and this and that, and right?
Yeah.
All the above. And you put it out there, cool. I'll tell you right now, you become an easier target for more people because that's so weird. And how could that be? And like, trust me, I don't have anything to benefit by talking about,
Right.
things communicating to me mentally,
Right.
But it was definitely nothing that I was doing beforehand, or or that I can do necessarily without the Sasquatch involved. So, it gets easier to, I guess, discern which is just our general thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. So Todd, I haven't worked that one out yet. I mean, I do it, but like I said, I don't know if I'm the one creating the answer.
Well, when you're entering, usually you say a prayer, you smoke yourself, you put down tobacco. Now, indigenous natives, we've been doing this over for a decade. I don't know, other people have their own way of doing. I'm not going to mock them or anything, but this is how we do it. And I always had Mike to do it because I don't want him to be part, as he is for my son to me, when I had sponsored him in a tribal. Now, we each tell each warrior that goes out that we need to give grace. We need to pray to them, put down tobacco, and say, we are entering your home. We bring no harm us, no connection, but we do want to communicate. We do want to say hello. And what if you want to show us? Show us. But usually when the camera is turned off, all equipment is, that's where you hear more. Then they will communicate you. They will show themselves. but it takes a lot of trust and patience for many years to build with them. It doesn't matter if it's a thanga, a dogman, or a spirit. Orbs also lead into greatness, and other people say no, orbs are not true. Orbs are everything. They live around the forest, and people. I try to explain to everyone, even when they come to my channel, that you have to have an open mind. Face your heart as your heart is. If you're going in there scared, mad, or upset, you're gonna get all ends. But you have to go in there positive because you're entering someone else's home.
Right.
It's just like them coming to your home. I mean, I have my clients. They come to my house. My husband says it smells. They're here again. I'm sorry. I go out there and I communicate with them. They go in the cornfield sometimes. And yes, not just all portals that they come through. They do travel on foot, and they will do it at night. Most people are.
Yeah. Well, I kind of took that. Go ahead.
Can be say they're here now with me, and then they can be in another place in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As I try hard to figure out the second to the minute to see if where and they go where it's the high energy to make a point to go.
Yeah. I took that go in with a clear mind for a test drive because I was all over the place. So that's where I'm thinking I made a oops.
There's been times where you're anxious, and then you're like, okay, somehow they're leading me over here. What is it? And they will draw you to show you where it'll be peaceful. They don't want you to have any fear or confusion because it could be that it or a he shifter can. I mean, Ohio is very popular in many entities. So
Yeah, it sure seems like
if
it.
you're really stay positive with yourself and keep your mind clear, then you'll know. That's when you'll start feeling the image in your head, hearing what they're saying. You could be looking to your right, but they're trying to talk to you from the left.
Right. Right.
And that has happened many times when I've even tried to be there with you guys. Now what I do is I sit in my room or patio. I put my headsets on and I'll speak to tell you in the comments, and then I would tell you is around you. But if
Yeah.
I know you can't read all the comments, and then sometimes I will say, hey, let them know they're going the wrong way. They'll either tell you or they'll throw like a stick or a pebble, but it's never been toward rock or stone.
Right. Yeah, it was I'll tell you, to that first message you put up, MT, that even if you leave them alone or something, they said they won't let you leave them alone. No, they won't. Once you see these things and interact with them, anywhere you go, you'll know they're there. You'll be able to see them. Maybe no one else could see them, but I found that out. It doesn't matter if I go to Cleveland. It doesn't matter if I go to Akron. It doesn't matter if I go this way, that way. It just doesn't matter. I see them.
Yeah.
They make sure I see them. So, and even if I go, oh man, I'm not even going to do this, they'll make it a point. They'll throw something and I'll be like, and everybody around me will be like, did anybody just throw something? And I'll be like,
Yeah, that's how I always relate this kind of thing to what we're dealing with, what we run into. are somehow, I would call them multidimensional beings, because this kind of behavior, whether we go here, we go there, no matter where we go, interactions occur, and it seems like it comes through, like it comes through, like you say, it could, like, breaks into where we're at. You know, I'm talking probably from like an energy standpoint. It comes through to us, and you know, and this goes back to the photos from West Branch when we first started working together. This started building these thoughts myself. You know, myself, seeing the changes that occur and my experiences. I started realizing what's going on is something that is actually like coming and going. It's not always here, and it comes, and sometimes it's here a short time, and then it seems to be gone. But it seems like the connection will be in different places wherever you are, and it'll come through.
Yeah. That goes back to saying, once you see them, you can't unsee them. Once you choose to see them, you can't unsee it. Too late.
Correct. And if you're going to be in this field to investigate what's on Mother Earth, then it's like how they say you can worms that can't get. But a lot of, if you were going in with your energy high, then they're going to come in. What are you about? Because when you're going into Mother Earth in the forest or the woods, you're going to see the lining of you, and that's what they see.
Right.
It's like them. They have a goldish, yellowish around them when they're closed. And when you see them by the tree, you exactly see the same thing, and you're like, okay, thank you for showing me who you are. What is it that I need to do out here to help pass over or give a better, things to do? Mostly that I notice a lot of the older juveniles like to play with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you will see the dark man and an older juvenile that will always be running and like to play around. But one time you got too close and the dog man didn't like it, and that's when you were hearing a lot of grunting, a grunt.
Yeah.
And then
That was strange. That was crazy.
Chopper kind of spooked a little, and then they were trying to redirect him. And that was the time he wasn't wearing his bag. And I said, somebody better give him some bear root.
Yeah.
But he redirected.
Started getting a stomach ache and. Mm-hmm.
I will be coming. I will be needing more bear root.
Okay.
Like Shelley said there, some people say to talk back, and some say don't do that because it's evil. And I think that if you do it, in a way like we do, you do kind of take a risk sometimes of what you might draw to you, what you might, come in contact with. So if if you're going to make it a point to just kind of follow your instinct, and that's to try to communicate, keep talking, keep interacting, then you're going to want to do some things that, especially the verbal communication, right? Your intent to make sure they understand, not to harm you, make sure they understand that you're being peaceful. And then even some of us will sage, and that's, important for us to help. That kind of thing is just precautions that you want to take just to make sure, that something bad doesn't attach to you or isn't with you. But I'd say, Shelley, the most important thing to that is knowing yourself and making sure that you're firm with your intentions to protect yourself known. Make them know, let them know. Don't be afraid to talk. You might feel, I don't know if you feel weird, like you're talking to no one and talking to the air, but you'll know. And if you make that, communication known, your intent known, and protecting yourself known, that goes a long way as far as, from what I've noticed.
Hey, I got to let the dog out real quick. I'm going to go backstage real quick.
All right.
I actually got to run.
All right,
I'm
Mike.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And we'll see you soon. I can't wait to get there. We're going to have a great time, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But we'll talk more. I don't want to.
All right.
Oh, sorry, interruption. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Those who have received many of my protection medicine bags, and even they might have a little bit of indigenous native blood in them. But it's like I tell everybody, we all have the same blood. It's just we just got different cultures. But still, I argue with many councils and tribals so Americans can be safe, because it's not just my relatives going and doing an investigation, and even it's paranormal or just doing the satangas. It's very important in both ways to have that protection medicine bag, because for being a medicine woman and wanting to have your own children or relatives to be safe as you're traveling out there. So I myself, I do speak for everyone that would want one. I pray over them and I protect those who I send one. I do more for Mike because Mike is like a son to me, and I helped him through his journey. And a lot of us council members and travel, they all agree that he's doing fine, he's doing good. But sometimes too, when you're using too many of the equipment, you're opening different portals, so different entities come back out, and they're like, okay. But like I say, if you're having trouble, they can pick it up. If
And
you're
Shelly,
having, go ahead.
oh, and I was just gonna say, Shelly, if you're interested in reaching out to Ramona, or if you want to find out some more about what she's talking about, I do have a link on my channel that you can reach out on Facebook and ask her, talk to her some more. If you're, if you're worried, if you feel like you could use something to help, protect yourself, like she was talking about with the bags and sage and things, you can find her on that Facebook link. So, reach
I've
out if
made,
you're interested.
I had
Hey,
made
man.
some smudge, and also too, and since I've been getting my strength bath, I've been going to cleansing homes when there's bad energy, like what you do, Mike. So, and then I go and heal the people, because they're saying that there's been too many shadow people in the homes, or the kids will see them actually. Um, the kids can tell you because they're pure. Some people have sights in feeling. Oh, I can feel this and I can feel that. As this is my great grandbaby.
Hello.
I have 3 now that are great. Yes,
You see
she
her?
knows what a thong is,
Oh,
and
okay.
she says she knows what a dog man is, because she'll look out the window and say "Okawa, Okawa, Okawa." That means dog man.
You
And then
think?
right now, when
I was going to say,
I'm
well,
sorry,
what you mentioned, that you think the younger ones, like her, are a little more sensitive. You think that's some kind of a like a phase that where they're more sensitive when they're younger, and
yes.
maybe for some it fades, or maybe it stays with them, something like that.
Sometimes it will stay with them, and sometimes it can be a phase. It's just knowing that if your parents are doing different investigation in certain areas, it's also important that you don't you take the clothes off right at the door, because you don't want nothing lingering just in case. It could be actually like a good spirit, but it can turn into a bad image of it. The little ones, they can, especially, I know that when we go to the res, and even in Willamaca, there in Nevada, where I have another clan, the Sotangos tell me don't go that way. And then because I'll have my grandkids with me, I'm trying to teach them what kind of track that is. And then my husband says, I don't know, I'll stay down below. No, I'm good. You can go up there. You want to start traveling again and do this? That's fine. I'll stay home. I'll just hold the home front. But I have taken some of my grandkids with me. And the same thing with Mama Rainfeather. Mama Rainfeather, the way she went, it was kind of hard. But we all learned that, and we got to see the video, what was in. And it was just not one it was three,
Wow.
a total of three. And the Satangas were throwing logs at it because they dragged her about 20 feet away from the cabin. So I will be going out there too because I have to go and take care of some stuff. There's other relatives of mine that have been doing some investigation over there, and they say that it doesn't feel the same. And it feels like they say that some of the Satangas have moved. Now they will travel to other states. When there is war coming, that's territorial. They're trying to take over, or your women. And you will hear them fight. A lot of yell, screaming, and the way you hear them, and it's loud. I mean, really, really loud. But you have to explain to everyone, and when you go into the forest or the woods, you know, this is happening 24/7. And sometimes it does scare a person. I mean, I've seen some of my colleagues urinate on them because they were so terrified. Now that you even like you're urinating on the tree, the dogmen don't like it. They sniff you, they urine back on it, and then they'll.
Oh, I lost sound for some reason. Can you hear me, Jack? I can't hear you. You guys can hear me? I think Ramona froze up. Hold on a second. I'm not sure. We're having some problems here. I'm gonna drop you guys and bring you back because something's weird. You there?
I can hear you now.
Oh, I can hear you now too. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to try to bring Ramona back. I think something happened with Ramona's connection and it kind of glitched. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We just had, this is like, when these things happen, I'm always like paranoid now. I'm like, oh boy.
I think they,
check the meter.
right.
Oh,
But we're living proof that members, you know, we've lost members because of what's happened out there. I mean, we had a newest member. Now he wants to come back. I'm going to let him, you know, he's going to come back and, you know, I had a talk with him about these things. And, I mean, the biggest thing is when something happens out there, you got to know it's, you know, it's not going to hurt you. We've always made it out of the forest, except, you know, even when that time when me and Trapper had to drop down to the ground and pull out our sidearms and we're like lights out and we're like, what's going on? That got crazy. But since that, you know, you just got to follow the rules. You don't antagonize it, especially shadow people, you know.
well,
But,
yeah, I mean, I felt effects, just general, like irritating kind of effects from, I believe, is the energy.
yeah,
And you know, that itself, I don't consider that like harming me. Like it's trying
right,
to harm me. I think this is more of like a reaction just chemically to the energy. So I don't really count that if I have like something affects me and I have like headache or something and I notice a correlation with the high EMF, because it can happen naturally too with, you know, high EMF. That's natural.
right.
But so far, it seems like we've documented how our interactions never seem to be something's never really actively harming us. And I think that's just a personal thing,
Right.
with us.
Right. I think it's just your body trying to recalibrate, not,
Hello again.
hello, those effects that you feel out there, your body's trying to regain itself. And, one thing this year, we're going to have I would love when Ramona comes out to take her out with us to see some of this action, but we're also going to have a couple other female subscribers come out this year just to pick up the activity and see what happens when we take a woman out there, because we did this twice before and we have gotten really good evidence from it, really good data. But this year we're really going to bring it. I want the lady subscribers that come out this year to even try whooping and banging on the trees and just to see what happens, to get it documented.
Yeah, it'd be good. Good to document, to see how things change based on who's with you. Those are some of the things that are
Absolutely
worth experimenting with. You could call it like
right.
exploring again, like the explorer mindset, trying things just to see how the reactions are.
Right. I think it's going to be good. And to see Ramona out there, that's really going to be good, because all the subscribers already have the glasses on. Now, to what level? Don't know. We'll find out. So I think that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I said I've just noticed there's definitely something different going on this season. I had a break of about 6 months or so, and since I've been back, it seems like there's just been continuous high electromagnetic energy, like static energy. It's been so consistent and so strange. And
did you hear that pounding? Something just pounded on the wall real heavy.
On yours? Oh no, I don't think I heard it. But this season's there's something different going on. At least from what I've noticed. I've noticed the difference so far this season, and it's very, very interesting. And I'm always looking forward to the next time to go somewhere for a little more data to see if this is going to keep continuing, this trend of high energy strangeness.
Yeah, because it's from this winter all the way. I mean, from the summer, and I was thinking if we could get the summer activity to go into the winter, and it did. It was really strange, and it's just picking up more and more now that it's winter going into spring going into summer. I think in these areas, I think is going to be stellar, if you ask me. And I got over on the calendar here, the Pines area again. I have that written down. I have go into where that forest died. And I don't think it's because of bugs, not like that. I watched a documentary on what those bugs do, and it usually it could take months for just an acre, but this is just, some of these trees are still living and they're dropped. It's the strangest thing. In the high radiation levels and the EMF levels that I was getting back there, and the magnetism back there was strange.
I gotta take this call. Okay. I've been waiting for it coming up from Canada, letting me know, because we had a Zoom meeting this morning at 2:30 this morning my time, and they're letting me know what else is going on over in Arkansas. So I'll share a little bit with you, but I'll be back.
Yep, keep in touch.
See
you soon, hopefully.
Thank you.
And then there were 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Shelley.
Trapper's schedule's getting back on track. So we got some, we're back on the level where we can correlate our outings with him and around his. I mean, he's got a busy work schedule.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
crazy.
I can't wait to get back and do some work with
Full
Trapper
swing.
again. But I was going to tell Shelley, I know, seems like Ramona could probably answer a lot of those questions you have and a lot of the things you're experiencing. So go to her link there on my channel. Find her and reach out to her on Facebook. There should be a link for her Facebook, and she does have a channel as well. You might be interested maybe sitting down with her live streams. She does them often, and she answers a lot of questions and talks to a lot of people about their experiences. So I would definitely recommend that. Get in touch with her.
Absolutely.
Okay, Todd, you sent a pic of the eye shine. Was that let me see. You showed Jack. Okay, Todd said he showed you the eye shine. That must have been from one of your videos.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
There was something standing there too. It looked like. I don't know if you've seen that, Todd.
Oh, I think I did see that one when I was on your Facebook. Is it the one that is like a close up, a zoom in? I think I remember seeing one that I saw eye shine when I was on your page.
I don't
Something
know.
that looked like eye shine in a photo, and it was kind of like enhanced, like zoomed in.
Yeah.
But I'll take a look at it again to see if that was it.
Yeah. And then what about that ball of light that looked like it shot towards us and then looked like it shot away from the camera when I slowed it down?
Oh yeah, from the last place we were at over by the quarry mine.
Yeah, and it came in.
Yeah, that's the video I've got dropping on Saturday. Is from the from when we were at the old quarry mine there. Yeah, there's a lot. That there was again, like same thing, same kind of phenomenon, right? This energy, this high constant EMF that's coming and going, was staying with us for a long period of time, but then like the experiences seem kind of very different in a way. And that's another interesting thing that's been different for this spring.
Yeah.
It's so
I noticed that.
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I caught one too, like some orbs. I caught these orbs moving, and one bigger orb that's moving slow, and it's a really clear orb, and then it's only like a second. You could see it. It just kind of goes like this, and it's gone. And then immediately following it, there's like these 2 that just come zooming across.
Right.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, that was I don't know what to say. That was a crazy night.
It seems like every place has been crazy one way or another. It's just been, like I said, I call it a paranormal awakening. That was what I named that's what I called the title of the video from the quarry mine. And that's what it seems to me, that's the best way to explain what's going on. Like
or that, or it, how you graduate from first grade to second grade to third grade to fourth grade, either that, or we're just moving up in the level tiers to them to show us more, like, okay, well, yeah, we gave you this. Now we know that you're ready for this. That's what it seems like. Cause
T-Mac's doing good, Carrie. Last we talked to him, seems like he's doing pretty good.
Yep. He's doing good.
The coldness, we were experiencing that just the other night when we were out in the forest there. We were getting these cold areas coming in and leaving, and then coming back in and leaving again.
Couldn't explain it. Yep. Yeah, it definitely looked like there was something standing there.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
the mind.
we're going.
We'll be going back to the caves and the mines.
Oh yeah, the caves. Now that you mentioned that, it's been
Yeah,
a while
it's
since I've
time.
been there. I'd like to go back there, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's about new data for new season. Even some of the same places. See what's happening.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna end it for the night. It's been a great
Very
discussion. I'm glad we had Ramona and LIB come in and
Yeah,
talk. And I hope
absolutely.
everybody found their input helpful, informative.
Yeah, and if you got any more questions, put them down in the comments below the video, and we'll get them answered for you.
Yeah. And join the Facebook groups. We both have Facebook groups.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to the cameraman's YouTube channel, you should be able to find the links for all the groups. Same with mine. And thank you all for being here tonight
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
for Copper.
Really do appreciate y'all.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all again for coming. And look for the video Saturday. Do you have a date for yours? You said for your next video
Tomorrow night.
plan?
Yeah,
Tomorrow
it'll
night?
drop tomorrow night. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
Yep.
there you
And
go.
then the next one after tomorrow night will probably drop on Sunday or Monday. And man, that one, you're going to want to see both of these. You'll see how they correlate together, kind of what we're talking about tonight. You're going to see how the action correlates. Definitely.
Yep. And one thing I want to mention, YouTube does let us offer paid memberships, and they can start at 99 cents was the lowest we could start it at. So I set one up too for a membership program for, like, I consider it like a donation. It's like 99 cents a month for a membership.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do in turn, just for something extra, is when I post my videos, I post them early for those who do the paid memberships. And those videos that I'm talking about are all available now to see. The Malevolent Spirit will be ready midweek next week for members, and then it'll be public next weekend. But there's that. So if you're interested in that, just check it out on the channel. There's a join
Now that's
button.
different from subscribing, though. So don't forget, subscribing is free.
Subscribing is free.
That's just extra to help the channels out.
Yeah, right. That's something that YouTube has for us, is the paid memberships, and I don't, like, I'm not looking to charge a lot of money for memberships. Like I said, they offer the 99 cent one as the lowest, so I'm like, hey, that's something I put up there if you want to join. And I released the videos a few days earlier for everybody to see them, so you get a little something back, and I appreciate all the support, all the subscribers, and thank you all again. See if I missed any comments tonight. Lisa, good night.
Really do appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's free.
Right. All right, CP.
Thanks, CP. God bless y'all.
See you next time.